What if I told you that you have a higher chance of getting this absolutely gorgeous Balor the Lost legendary attack champion from the Sylvan Watchers? Well, I'd mostly be lying to you. What is up, Raiders of Teleria? My name is Charlie. This is New Raiders Only, and I want to talk about this progressive chance event. Up to 25x summon boost for select champions. Sounds great. 25 times the drop rate? That's great. That's amazing. 15, 20, 25%. Wait a second. So how does it get better? Like, how does it go from 15x to 20 to 25x? Well, that is where the problem with this event lies. There is a better than normal chance of getting that legendary out of the progressive chance legendary slot, right? There he is. One of the new Chaos Awakens heroes, the 5 new champions that joined this month. This guy's gorgeous. He's great. Let's talk about him real quick. But first, let's talk about this situation here. So how exactly does this work? First and foremost, it wants you to select 2 champions, and it wants you to select a legendary and an epic. All right, you can confirm that Bob's your uncle, as they say. Or you can just remove them, confirm, save changes, and none of them are focused on. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, let's talk about how this actually works. Well, the drop rates for the champions don't change. Okay, if you open a void shard, okay, you have a 0.5% chance of getting a legendary, okay? Not a 25% chance, not 25 times better than this, or 10 or 15 or whatever, 15, 20, or 25. It's still a 0.5% chance to draw a legendary, but it's a higher chance of getting that specific legendary, okay? So if I select Balor here, and, whoever, and then I open some shards and, if you lucked out and started an brand new account with my URL in the description box down below, you'd get Corrado or Tholan for absolutely free day one. Just start the game, and there you go. Let's say you got a Tholan Foulbeard out of your shard. Okay, great. That's great. Free. Love to see a legendary. It's 0.5% chance. Well, the progressive chance accelerates from a 15 to a 20, okay? It grows. The more legendaries you get, the more likely you are to get the legendary that you chose, okay? It's not like you're 25 times more likely to get this legendary or any legendary. It's the same percentage. It's the same percentages across the board. So to that I say this, just as a reminder about how math works, if you open 100 void shards, actually, let's make this easier. If you open 100 primal shards, 1 out of 100 will be a legendary. Basic math, okay? 1%, 1 out of 100. Now, it might not be. It might be still a 0% chance. You might get, 83.5% of the totals drawn are rares. It could just as easily be that, so that 1% gets shifted over here. So my advice to you all is this. Save your shards, okay? Balor is a great champion. And by the way, let's go take a look at him real quick while we just kind of discuss some other things. Save your shards for a 2x event, not a twice the chance, because those events exist also. Not an event where they want you to, there you go. Not an event where you want to have double the chance of getting a legendary, because that's still only a 1 or a 2% chance, depending on which shard you're going after. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, depending on which color of shard. Not that one, but the events where you can get double the legendary if you do get a legendary. All right, so that's like kind of the same as twice the chance, but it's actually a different kind of roll. It's a different kind of RNG. So, yeah. Anyway, so the main thing about this guy is Lost to Chaos. Increases the champion's ignore defense, stacking for each poison debuff instantly activated by this champion. So this guy is basically Kale on steroids. So you got to ask yourself, do you need a area of effect, single target, whatever, poison champion? He's got some pretty solid abilities. Poison sensitivity, by the way, you don't see this ability very often. Does that make it a good ability? I don't know. I mean, if you're really focused on dungeon fighting or boss fighting or something like that, then the ignore the ignore defense stacking with all of the poisons that this guy can apply, then yeah, that's a pretty solid deal, right? If you're looking for that kind of thing. Though I believe that the Supreme Kale is a very strong alternative that's been around for a while. So you got to ask yourself, where would you use Supreme Kale if you had Supreme Kale? That's kind of the way that most of the community is discussing this champion. So yeah, I just want to make everybody aware of how math works with these progressive chance events. I also do want to mention that we have Drop Fever active right now for demon artifacts out of the Spider's Den. And then come Monday, we get the speed artifacts from the Dragon's Lair. So yeah, be looking out for that. That's where I'm going to be spending my energy. I just started this brand new account to get Tholen, Falbeard, and Corrado, and Uugo at level 15, I believe. Maybe it's level 25. Absolutely free. Again, use my QR code in the bottom right-hand corner or the link in the description box down below. So if this is your first time watching and you thought this video was helpful, please consider subscribing. Turn on notifications to never miss a Raid Shadow Legends video. I love you all. Good luck in Teleria.